From year to year, month to month, week to week, and day to day, people across the world are obsessed with a phenomenon that is professional wrestling. But why? 101 reasons to love professional wrestling. There are many components of professional wrestling that should be both understood and celebrated, in no particular order. Table spots. A folding table is a convenient piece of mobile furniture. It is a pretty simple but necessary design. A flat surface with foldable legs. The origins of the folding table actually goes back to ancient Egypt and would be utilized through the colonial and Victorian eras. The folding table would benefit from the mass production of the 20th century. In 1951, the folding table would be patented by Boris Cohen and Joseph Pucci. Thanks to Boris and Joseph, fans of professional wrestling were gifted another tool of choreographed torture. The first time a folding table was used in the history of the squared circle is often debated. Some say tables were used as early as the 1940s, others credit the 1970s. Regardless, it is hard to imagine a street fight or a crazy brawl not spilling into or on top of one of these pieces of convenient furniture. In the late 70s, the gigantic Joe LeDuc threw Jerry the King Lawler over the top rope and onto the announcer's table. In 1984, Randy Savage pile drove Ricky Morton through a table in Memphis. Then in 1989, Terry Funk would not only turn on, but would pile drive Nature Boy Ric Flair on a table in the NWA. It did not break, but it did add a lot of fire to their scorching rival. The first WWF broken table spot happened when Big Daddy Cool Diesel knocked Bret the Hitman Hart off the ring and right through the ringside announcer's table. From there, it snowballed. The shock and awe of a destroyed table would evolve and become part of WWF and then WWE's creative playbook. When something is hardcore in North American wrestling, it can typically be traced back to Extreme Championship Wrestling. A large part of the rise of the table destruction can be credited to one man, the homicidal, suicidal, and the genocidal Sabu. Sabu would use at least one table in just about all of his matches. Then the Dudley Boys would also adopt the table as a big part of their personas. When Bubba Ray shouts, "Devon, get the table," you know exactly what's coming. Exploding wood. ECW would also have Public Enemy, Mike Awesome, and just about everyone else breaking tables as often as possible. Then of course, there's Mick Foley. Whether it's his deathmatch start as Cactus Jack, his psychotic Mankind character, or even his groovy Dude Love, the folding table has had an impact in his career as much as his great promos, cheap pops, and socks with hand-drawn faces on them. WWE would have the Hardys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys annihilate the wooden structure during the heyday of the TLC era. It clearly did not end there. The art of rearranging furniture the hard way has become part of wrestling almost as much as the wrist lock. Whether it's set up as normal, rested in a corner, engulfed in flames, rested between the ring and the guardrail, or however else a creative performer can come up with, forceful demolition of a folding table always gets the fans on their feet, even if that means the ringside announcers have nowhere to rest their elbows.